Okay, so I think it was about 2 years ago. I've always been really into this topic, so I'm always reading books about it and looking up energy healing, quantum physics, and I came across Derek's name actually because it comes up very, very high on Google, best energy healer in the United States. And immediately I saw Derek's name. I got very curious. I clicked on the website. I saw the incredible testimonials and I was blown away. I couldn't believe how much he helped people. And then I stumbled upon some more videos and I saw his incredible wife, Nidra, and power couple. But at that point, we didn't really have a reason to reach out to them yet. But it's always been in the back of my mind. And I knew that if something, God forbid, ever happens, I know exactly who to call. And what do you know? I think that was for a reason, because about 2 years later, my aunt, who is like a mother to me, we got a call, and unfortunately she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And the doctors were saying that it's very aggressive. It made its way to the hip. There was even a tumor on the hip. And immediately she was rushed to the hospital for immediate surgery. And I'm not going to lie, they did not sound, it didn't sound promising. And of course, first reaction, it was like a dark cloud for the whole family. We were crying, but at the same time, deep inside, none of those scary medical words scared me that much, because the first thing that I thought of was, no, but there's Derek and Nidra, and I know how many people they've helped. I need to get in contact with them. So I looked at the website and I saw that he does not take all clients. He needs to make sure that he is at least 95% sure that he can help that person before he takes them on. So before saying anything to my aunt, I decided to email him myself and just ask if there's any way that he could tell me, just by looking at her picture, if he thinks that there's even a chance. He was so quick, and we were both praying, my mom and I, was like, oh gosh, I hope his answer is yes. And he said yes. He said, I think I can help her. So that's when we both, my mom and I, we both felt comfortable enough to go to my aunt, who happens to be very skeptical. She's an accountant, so she's the type of person that says, unless there's science and proof and numbers, I don't believe it. So we were very nervous to bring that up to her, but we had to. And she surprised us. I think when a person goes through crisis like that, which I believe that the universe actually does that on purpose, it gives us so much contrast in a way to wake us up. And I think it came to that. It had to happen. So for the first time ever, she looked at us, she smiled, even though there was so much turmoil happening. But we saw the first smile, and she said, I want to try it. So Derek had his first consultation with her, and he started treating her. I couldn't believe that even after hearing such terrible news, and most people would not have the power to even smile, she was okay. She was still inspired. Within a few weeks of her treatments with Derek, she dressed up. She had the energy to go and play the piano and dance. She put makeup on. She did not look like a cancer patient to us. She was glowing. And just after the first chemo treatment, the doctors themselves, who were actually very, they did not have the best bedside manner, but even they were shocked when they saw her results, saying that this never happens. A tumor doesn't start to just disappear like that so quickly, just after the first chemo treatment. Of course, we didn't say anything to them, but we all knew exactly where this was coming from. And they did use the word miracle. They said, you can call this a miracle because we've never seen such an amazing response before. And later on, my mother actually brought this up to her. She said, Nicole, a lot of people that are going through this, they usually need a psychologist. And through the hospital, we can get social workers, somebody that you can talk to. And immediately she shut her down. She said, why would I need this? I have Derek and Nidra. I have my group healing calls. I have my meditations. So not only did they help physically, but they were rewiring her entire way of thinking. Somebody who never believed in meditation, she laughed at the word energy, and now she was so inspired. She was very dedicated. Of course, she had fears. That's very natural, but she was very strong, and she was going through it very gracefully. And what do you know it? Just after 2 months, that entire tumor on her bone was completely gone. And of course, just in case she finished the treatments. It was about 3 months. And today, I'm so happy to say that she's cancer-free. Of course, she still has to go through, checkups, but her hair's growing back. She's glowing. She said that during her meditations, she got a vision of herself owning a dance studio. And these are words that we never really heard from her before. So I'm just so thankful that we came across this amazing website and we found out about this incredible couple that saved my aunt's life. And that's just the beginning of the journey, because I knew that they're going to be part of our lives for forever, really. So my own experience is I had this eye infection, stupidly fell asleep with contact lenses, unfortunately, something they always say not to do. And what do you know it? That infection was very aggressive, and the scar tissue actually made me go down in vision. When I went back to the doctors with glasses on, it went from 20/20 to 20/60. And they told me that, try to give it some time, but worst case scenario, we're going to have to just upgrade your prescription forever. And you can imagine, that's something that's going to affect your entire life. Without any hesitation, I wrote to Derek and I asked him, have you ever been able to reverse vision drop? And he said, I need more context. Why don't we have a consultation? And thankfully, after having a little energetic scan that he did for me, he said he could help me. And it's true. Within 2 weeks, my vision went back to normal. Everything's fine now, and I'm so thankful. But, it goes beyond just the physical health, like I mentioned before. I'm getting so much help and guidance on a mental well-being, on that level. That's what I mean. So mentally, he's teaching me, and Nidra as well, both of them. They teach their students how to look at life, how to give themselves more grace, how to be more aligned with yourself, how to be more connected with your own soul, because that moves mountains. Because, physical issues will always arise if you're disconnected. So you could help yourself, yes, but that's just a Band-Aid. If you don't align and stay true and really remember who you are as a being of light, which is something they taught me, then those physical issues will keep coming back. And that's where the true healing really starts, to know how to meditate, to know how to be present. And when I walked into their group healings and I saw how many people are benefiting from these sessions, how many people went through so many transformations, it made me realize that everyone has to hear this story. Everybody, you don't have to be going through a cancer. I hate using that word, but you don't need to go through something so horrible to reach out and actually try to get to know yourself from the beginning, which is what our reason here is on earth. So I would love for my aunt to share her perspective and hear what she has to say. My mother as well benefited from Nidra and Derek. They helped her so much because she was going through depression, and now unrecognizable, the transformation that she has gone through. And I'm going to talk to them and ask them to share their story, because everybody needs to hear this.